Hit play.
Yeah, I know. You got jokes. All right, let's go. Hey guys, welcome to the new show, The Fan and the End. And we got the end right here. Ben, why don't you introduce yourself?
This is Ben Troupe, former Florida Gator. If you're not a Gator, it don't matter anyway. Former NFL tight end. Just on these airways again, back again. Listen, me and Steven, we're going to be talking a bunch of trash. Why? Because he reps a team that's a real team. And I rep a team that's just one of 32. We don't really care about football for real in Atlanta, but we do play football. Just saying.
We still love you anyways, brother.
Hey, man, at the end of the day, we pay quarterbacks that's 78 years old, $100 million, and wonder why we don't make the playoffs. And y'all got Saquon Barkley. So,
yeah.
The blessed, stay blessed.
Of course.
So guys, I just wanted to introduce this is Steven. He's going to be my co-host, and we're going to be talking football. We're going to be talking the ins and the outs, the X's and the O's, and the best team in football, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, man, y'all, Jalen Hurts.
No, so you can't do that. It's this now. They changed
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. They got different. I thought it was this. I thought you had those, and I saw, whatever.
They're doing the wing flap, but it's just inside instead of out.
Whatever y'all want to do, it's going become, like a meme, or it's going to take the world on by storm, because y'all got arguably. No, I'm not going to say that. Y'all got the best interior defensive lineman in the game right now. Jalen Carter cannot be stopped. So, and if Saquon, listen, this is how you end that debate. Don't give the MVP to Lamar. Don't give the MVP to Josh Allen. Give it to Saquon. He is the MVP. I'm just saying, let's stop playing, man. Let's make the MVP what it's supposed to be. Don't make it a quarterback award. Give it to Saquon. I mean, I'm just saying, and he's earned it, by the way. 2,005 yards and 16.
I'm gonna say just the fact that it's a quote unquote the MVP trophy is a quarterback driven one. All right, well, let's look in the playoffs. Has Josh Allen balled out like that? Not really. No, not at all. Has Lamar balled out? Well, he's out of the playoffs now, isn't he?
Well, yeah, Lamar had
is 148 yards away from the most rushing yards ever in a regular season postseason. He's gonna beat Terrell TD's mark. And remember, TD set two of them. I think what was it, 97 and 98? He had like ridiculous amount of yards.
And you know who's coming back when they go to the Super Bowl? Our boy Brandon will be playing.
I don't know if we need him right now. The way Nolan Smith's balling out, are you serious? Are you serious?
Take him but that injury to Dean though is going to hurt.
Just say, if he's ready, let him suit up. But have him on a reserve snap type of thing. If it's 3rd and 13 or something like that. Like let him go and play like that. But I would not take Nolan Smith off the field right now.
Nolan Smith. Let's see. This been what, 4, 5, about 6 years ago. Nolan Smith coming out. I'm on the radio. Nolan Smith is from Savannah, Georgia. He went to IMG. His old high school was signing on National Signing Day. He's there. He's already signed to go to Georgia. I go up to him. I said, man, Nolan, this is what he said. I said, man, what you gonna do, man? He said, I'm going to Georgia. We're gonna change everything. He said, Kirby Smart told us we're gonna be the squad that's gonna get him to the national championship. They won 2 of them back to back. The GM for the Eagles went to Florida. He's a Florida Gator. They showed him when he called Nolan Smith. He said, "Look, man, I keep drafting all y'all Georgia boys." Nolan said, "Yeah, because you want to win. Because you want to win." He said it on the phone. So you got Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean. I feel bad for him. I do, but man, they haven't
blown your patella out, man. That's rough.
Yeah. But y'all, Philadelphia, look, y'all are.
Don't forget Keely Ringo too. Everyone forgets about him.
Yeah. Ringo. I mean, Mr. Pick Six in the national championship. Look, basically, Philadelphia is camping out in Georgia for pro day and saying, "Look, I want that one. I want that one right there. And I want that one right there." They wish they could have got Brock Bowers. That would have been unfair. If he was a Philadelphia Eagle, he was the first team All-Pro, first year in the league. That kid, that was. But Philadelphia, y'all back in it. Jalen Hurts don't got to throw the football right now. Hey, Nick Sirianni ain't making the news. He ain't saying nothing. Now, if they win the Super Bowl, look out, because he's going to be talking mad trash. As you said, as he should.
Well, no, and we're talking trash is something I want to touch on, too, because the Jalen Hurts hate has to stop, man. It has to. He's being carried. He's their weakness. I'm sorry. Have you seen them play without him outside of the end of this season? Have you seen them play without him? It's not a pretty sight.
It's not. No. In Jalen's defense, here's the thing about Jalen. Jalen gets scrutiny, not to compare it to like Dak Prescott. When you play for certain teams, you can't win, man. Like no matter what. The greatest quarterback in Philadelphia Eagles history, Donovan McNabb. I love you, Ron Jaworski. I love you, Randall Cunningham. Right? They didn't win Super Bowls. Nick Foles did. Mm-hmm. God, every time I say that, it's like, to me, when Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, they let me know the culture in Philly is strong. That's how strong. But y'all understand y'all football. Y'all understand y'all basketball. Y'all understand y'all baseball. Y'all hockey. You cannot pull the wool over the head of a Philadelphia Eagles fan. They boo Santa Claus. They don't. But so I think for Jalen just got to finish the deal. Jalen want the hate to shut up. Win the Super Bowl. It ain't gonna stop, but at least he can throw that ring up. He can throw that ring up and say, "Look," because if Jalen Hurts save his best game for the Super Bowl and he wins the MVP, does he get a statue out front next to Nick Foles? I think it'd be Saquon or Jalen Carter or somebody like that. But this
no, you got to give Howie a statue.
Of course,
right off the rip.
Listen, the person on the Philadelphia Eagles team that was built and born and bred to be an Eagle is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He was built and bred. He don't like nobody. He barely like his teammates. He barely like them. He don't like no, and obviously he's a Florida Gator guy, so I love Chauncey. But Chauncey played the right way, and shout out to Darius Slade at Georgia. He went from coastal Georgia, Brunswick High School. I don't know how he keep playing this well, man. He like 34, 35. Just doing it. So I hope, listen, Philadelphia, I didn't even know my brother was an Eagles fan. This stuff just happens randomly. He's like, "Go Birds." I'm like, "Go Birds what?" He's like, "Eagles." Eagles? Like, yeah. I'm like, what? But at the same time,
I think quietly Philadelphia is becoming America's team since Dallas can't.
Dallas ain't. Man, I hate
Dallas. Yeah, I mean, guys, you got to go back to VHS to try to catch any of those films.
I mean that's the low-hanging fruit right now. I mean, literally, when it comes to laughing at the Dallas Cowboys, just watch Jerry Jones. As long as he's alive, they're not going to win anything.
They're not. They're not going to. Stephen Jones try to be in the same pictures with his daddy. He ain't allowed to talk. He ain't allowed to say nothing. He only allowed to do local radio, which is fine. He can talk to people in Dallas. He can't talk to national radio. He's only employed because he's Jerry Jones' son. He wouldn't even – I don't even know what he does. The fact that America's team is in Dallas is embarrassing, only because I don't even know if these players was alive. Some of them was just coming out the womb when they won Super Bowl. So it's like, yeah, man, put on that VHS, man, and just they go Emmitt Smith and they go, Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. Dallas is Dallas, but not we've seen Dallas win championships. They ain't doing it. Philadelphia, Washington, they're gonna be good for regular season headlines. That going, fourth and 25, he's gonna scramble with the game on the line and get tackled. And like, wait a minute, the game on? Yeah, boy, like that's it, like or get hurt. And I would love for Deion Sanders to go to Dallas just so the circus can be on him, but they ain't gonna win though. They ain't gonna. Dallas people like, oh, you get the right guy in there. What does that mean? He got rid of Hall of Fame coaches. He didn't want Jimmy Johnson. So, listen, I use Dallas for one reason and one reason only. When I need an excuse, when I need to give my wife an excuse and my kids, I'll call a Dallas Cowboy fan. Hey, man, give me something to tell them. What you mean? Like, give me an excuse. Why? Because that's what y'all got a bag of excuses ready. I can't tell her wait till next year. Not that one. Give me another one. Because it's always Dallas Cowboy fans.
No, it's always somebody else's fault.
The sad part about that, Ben, it's not just the fans; it's the players too. You hear Micah Parsons, like, well, if you take these 5 plays away, we're in this game.
Yeah, like, it's weird.
Right,
it's
like, okay, let's stop making a game changer player, and then
Micah Parsons is like a dude that gets caught stealing, right, and it's on camera, and he goes to court. And he tells the judge, all right, rewind the tape. Yeah. Can't you see I put that stuff back? No, hell no. No, rewind it. See? I'm putting it back. No, we got to fast forward to when you stole it. Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons is a dude now. But he'll say he like to talk a lot. Like either he going to the club after the game. No, that wasn't him. That was Diggs and CD Lamb. That was them doing a music video. Micah Parsons can't wait to get home and talk about the game like we didn't see it. Listen, I know what y'all saw, but let me tell y'all what really happened. What really happened, y'all lost. That's what happened. Like y'all got the brakes beat off y'all, and y'all can't even beat the Giants at this point. Which no team in New York is good. Whether they got
I don't even think they could beat the Cleveland Browns.
No. The New York Football Giants are an embarrassment because they got the GM, they got Coach DeBoer, and then think about it. You don't have Daniel Jones gone, Saquon's probably going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl, and y'all got Kayvon Thibodeau, a last name I cannot spell but I can pronounce, and Brian Burns. I don't even know who played for the New York Football Giants. I don't even know who played for them. Y'all went from Eli to Plexico Burris to what's the guy named Benito? What's the guy they got? I don't even know who they got. So.
But Neighbors, the wide receiver now, Neighbors.
No, the quarterback they got, the guy that he got like a funny last name. They tried to he had
DeVito.
Oh my God,
DeVito.
Malik Neighbors is too good of a player to have to suffer through that, like what he's having to suffer. That kid can hoop. If you're looking for a wide receiver, just go to LSU. They seem to be pushing them out these days. And I do not like putting LSU. That hurts my heart to have to say
that. We gotta talk about something though, Ben. The officiating. It's a problem. It's been a problem all year long, and it's not even just in the in the Kansas City games where it's blatantly obvious anymore. And it's also even blatantly obvious which crew it is at this point.
Yeah. Well,
but, I mean, like we've seen some stuff like just on the Philly side of things when you're talking about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he's doing what he does is talk guys up, get them emotional, get them to respond. He gets smacked in the face.
That's crazy. I've never seen that ever. Like when the ref is telling Chauncey, I heard what you said. I'm an adult. I'm grown. Like whatever I said, I did not touch him though. Like I did not touch. He pushed me in. It gives the wrong message when you let me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I've done this when I lived in Orlando in high school, when I was at Florida, when I was at New Orleans, when I was with Philly, went to Detroit, came back to Philly. I talk trash. I'm talking trash to the mailman. I'm talking trash to the Uber driver. That's what I do, right? And nothing happens. I don't like this. I don't like when we can see it. I don't like let's go to New York. No, we can see it. That's not pass interference. So that's not.
Well, no,
or,
and then I don't know if you've seen the comment this week where Saquon Barkley was taken to the principal's office and told to relax on his trash talk. Are we serious? We're curbing what? So I mean, I'm sure you played, bro. Like, isn't that like part of the game? Like,
no. I mean, let's take it a step further than that. That's what, not to make it a gender thing, but that's what men do. We talk trash about things that only we can talk trash about. You know, we talk trash at the fact that anything. So you telling me I made it to the highest level in sports, and the zebra is mad because hey man, let's tone it down. My bad, daddy. My bad, dad. No, like you know what makes me want to talk trash more? When you tell me not to talk trash. You know what makes me want to do something more? When you tell me not to do it. Right? Like this. The only reason why I slowed down in traffic is not because of you, because I saw the police officer. And when he drive off, I'm gonna speed off. Or when he say, slow it down, my bad, officer. Yes, sir. And as soon as he drive off, it's like, number one, that's why we have mic'd up. I don't want to hear the mic'd up the way that both of the players are being, hey man, how's the family doing? Don't forget that. I don't like you. Or, yes, is it manufactured hate? Yes, we don't really hate each other. But between those lines, you know, what players really want to say is, who are you? I don't even know who you are. That's what Saquon used. Who are you? You know who I am. You know, and the refs is like, listen, we've had meetings saying we got to get this game. We got to get the game about the game. Well, have you ever played? Yeah, well, the game within the game is talking trash. That's like telling Draymond Green, no more antics. What? And it ain't antics. Like with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I've never seen a player get other players to react. Like, you know what he's gonna do. It's like, you know it. It's like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is the Gary Payton of football. That's what he is. He gonna talk trash. And fellas, let me tell you something. I don't know how much money you guys make. You guys made a lot more money than I did. Certain fines are worth it. That's what they used to tell us. Certain fines, you be like, sweetie, you telling your lady, baby, listen. Okay. Why? Because sometimes I got to let these refs know you are a part of a team. I'm in the you an NFL ref, but I'm in the NFL. It is not the same thing. So Saquon keep talking trash. Saquon got the little LT cross in his ear. Saquon's so good at football, he pisses me off. Backwards, freaking leaps. He just, to me, Saquon Barkley is like a Barry Sanders type. Like, dude, on that field, I can do anything. Like, listen, most people won't run 60 yards in their life. He could take it 60 and 70. I just got to ask the defenders this: why do y'all keep chasing him? Like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna pump my arms real fast, but I'm not like what the Jared, the Curse kid, the one that was talking trash to the Philly fans, the rookie. When he got to the end zone and Saquon slowed up so he could just touch him in the end zone, like, hey, just go ahead and touch me. That is so disrespectful by Saquon. Like, go ahead and touch me. You can't catch me. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely did slow down.
He's a little MC Hammer. He needed a little MC Hammer music in the background. Can't touch this.
Hey man, listen. Saquon is when I was watching Hard Knocks last year and they said they're gonna let Saquon walk. I go, they paid people in the front office to make football decisions for the organization. They sitting there going, should we let Saquon walk? What? You think we should let him hit free agency? I'm looking like this. No. Yeah, we're gonna let him go. Hey, Saquon. Yeah, what's up? We're gonna let you hit free agency. So he got off the phone and Philly was like, hey, Saquon, yeah, you ready? Like, what are we talking? Hold on. He's from the Bronx. He went to Penn State. So Philly been wanting him since college. Yeah. You're gonna let him go to Jalen Hurts said, look, just imagine Jalen Hurts watching TV with his lady. He goes, breaking news, what? Philly, we just got Saquon. You know, it's like, what? Crazy.
That's crazy. The other thing that's making me mad about like the Jalen talk is both of his runs, those big ones against the Rams, were when Jalen audibled at the line to that run to that check. To the point where when he called it after he figured out what the call was, everyone's seen it now. Well, you see Saquon like, watch this.
But Steven, I don't like, and Ben and I talked about this. I don't like Hurts' happy feet.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are. But
Listen.
though,
You know what you're telling me right now? That's the same thing we used to say about Donald McNabb. Remember the happy feet nonsense? Same thing we used to say about him. Here, I do agree at times he does hold on where he should get rid of it. He does not get rid of the ball like most quarterbacks do. But also when he does those plays, he breaks it down. He gets that 5, 6, 10 yard run. Or when it breaks down and he's rolling out, he winds up getting that Dallas Goedert 30-yard gain down the sideline. And you get something crazy where Devontae Smith is just crossing the field wide open. He winds up taking it. You have those type of plays. So like when we're getting mad about this, you got to take the good with the bad. Am I mad at some of the not just the taking the sack, but the call that gets him into the safety should have never freaking happened. The fact that Kellen Moore called that play right there still boggles my mind.
Bro, we almost made that
coaching job with how the passing game looked the last few weeks. Everyone wants to say Jalen this. He hasn't turned the ball over. He hasn't thrown a bad ball. There's been drops. He's not pointing his fingers at nobody. So like the whole nonsense that like he probably sit there and tell you he hasn't played well, but at the same time he is more than managing the game. He's putting his team more than in a position to win it than lose it. And the fact that everyone's sitting there saying he's carried to me at the same time is beyond me. He broke off a 40-some-odd yard run to start the game. What are we talking about?
Because it's always gonna be different upon who's doing it. When you look at
I will say, son, we haven't seen him go deep since early in the season, but at the same time, he hadn't turned the ball over like that either.
Yeah,
I mean, look in the playoffs, he still hasn't turned the ball over. He still hasn't turned an interception in the playoffs.
You know how many teams would love to have Jalen Hurts? I mean, I'm talking about love to have him because here's the thing about Jalen. Jalen, to me, has earned enough stripes to tell AJ, look, man, I understand. You got 3 catches in 2 games with like 24 yards. I get it. You pissed. But, dude, listen to me. What you rather have? You rather have 150 and we lose or 24 and we win it? Because at the end of the day, everybody knows A.J. Brown is him. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows. But Saquon is him.
I gotta say, once someone stops Saquon, then we could talk. Listen, when they go off, Ben, it's gonna be something else.
Oh, listen,
you know they foaming at the mouth right now.
What Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry did for the running back position in 2024 lets everybody know. You just go get a guy. It doesn't. No, just go get a guy. What? No, if you get the guy. Look how much better he make your offense. I'm talking about instant to the point where people go, hey, man, what's going to happen if it starts snowing in Philly? Watch Saquon. What? Just that. Listen, that's what football is about. Football is about if you're a cold weather city and it gets cold and it gets rainy and it gets muggy, right? Who does Saquon remind you of sometimes when you see what he do? LaShawn McCoy. Open field. That's the worst place to be if you're a defender. LaShawn McCoy had no ankles. I don't know how he did that stuff, right? If you in Philly and you saying, hey, man, why do we need Saquon? Because when it gets cold and when it gets snowy, you can't stop speed. That's 230-something pounds running 20 miles an hour. That 20 miles, like what? 20 miles an hour. So, I listen, A.J. Brown, should he have told people A.J. Brown thought that somebody saw him reading that book on the sideline. That's why he told him, I read a book. He thought somebody saw him. And nobody really saw him. And when he said it, listen, and I got to say this. Listen, AJ, if you're looking for a book to read, it's called Uncommon Unfinished, the Ben Troupe story. Is that go read that. Tell all your friends to go get it. It's a good book. Just saying. I love the Eagles for this. I love Coach Sirianni for this reason. What they don't say enough about Sirianni is you got a lot of alpha male. Jalen Carter, Johnson Gardner-Johnson, even a Darius Slay. It's more easy going, but he's an alpha male. You talk about Jalen, you talk about AJ, you talk about Saquon, you know what I'm saying? You talk about Lane Johnson, and he manages them all. And to me, that's what coaches are supposed to do to say, hey, Jalen, hey, AJ, look, I cannot promise you that Kellen gonna call a bunch. You got two guys on you. It ain't like they ain't stupid now. They rather let Devonta and Dallas beat them because you can hurt them. You can hurt them listen, put on your lime green cleats or whatever, your pink cleats, whatever you want to wear. Get out of your whatever that. Listen, let me tell y'all something, people. I believe that AJ Brown drove that car that he was driving about as much as I believe that LeBron James drove a Kia. I don't believe it. That is not AJ Brown's real car.
No.
No. That's his car. Let me say, hold on.
Yo,
That is his
like
car,
he's trolling.
Yeah. That's not what he's driving around in Philly. If you've ever seen AJ Brown in Philly, he's not getting out of whatever that was. Whatever
Honda Accord.
And please stop
You
down.
know what it is, but Ben, I think it's because of how the weather is and the salt on the road and all that. He's like, I'm not messing
exactly.
I'm taking the hoopty out in this.
Yeah, whatever his garage is looking like, it's looking. That boy got 2 extensions since I ain't counting his money. I'm just saying, for everybody, for all you Honda Core people saying, see, AJ Brown. No. Here you go. Let's go back to a game when the weather was nice. Let's see what he's getting out then. Yeah. I'm just saying, I ain't counting nobody's money, but it was a big thing. AJ Brown drives a Honda Accord. Yeah, and LeBron James drives a Kia Optima. Stop playing. Like, let's just stop playing. Like, come on. Like, nothing wrong with Honda Accords or Nissan. Kia Optimas, by the way. I'm just saying, for all of y'all people saying, I love AJ Brown because he reads books on the sidelines and he drives Honda Accords. Stop it. AJ Brown hates DBs. Hates them. You want to know why the DBs for Philly is so good? That's who they went up against during training camp. AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. Come on, man. So, AJ, keep reading your books. Keep saying the right things, because that's what I appreciate about these Eagles. They don't say anything that could become bulletin board material, that could be talking points on these national pundit shows. But as long as you win and say what you want, you can say whatever you want about. I'm winning. And Tyrann Mathieu. The next time you want to pick a fight, don't pick a fight with Jalen Carter. You on the field talking about, come on. See, that's that studio gangster stuff. You know good with Tyrann. I know Tyrann. I know
you see how he picked up Matthew Stafford, and the rest didn't call that flag. He is about to go on Jalen Carter's version of the last ride. Because
let me tell you something. The greatest thing ever happened to Tyrann Mathieu was Nick Sirianni and the D-line coach is saying, hey, I'm good. Because when Jalen kept saying, Tyrann said, come on out here. Tyrann, listen to me. You are one of the best players in college and even in pros.
Going back to JC, man. He's in 2 years. I think he's already taken Aaron Donald's crown. He is the best defensive tackle in football right now. He is being double teamed more than 70% of the total snaps a game.
He's him. He's when you want to know how good Georgia's D-line was when he was there, Travon Walker went number 1 overall. Jordan Davis, I think, went like top 15, right? And Jalen Carter came behind them. Jalen Carter was better than both of them. So when people go, how was they that good? You had Jordan Davis beside Jalen Carter with Travon Walker, and behind them was Nakobe Dean. That's cheating. I'm sorry. I said it wrong. You got Travon Walker, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and freaking Nolan Smith, and behind them was their D line behind Nakobe Dean. So. And when I remember when Jalen Carter came out, the only reason why Jalen Carter didn't go higher was because of the stuff he did in college. He could have went number 1.
He's probably number 1.
He's that. Jalen Carter is. If somebody goes, we double team him. 75% of the plays. The 2 plays we didn't double team him, he got sacks on. And he's still getting pressure, by the way. And he's only 22, 23. Jalen Carter is, when you on X or Twitter or whatever the hell they calling it now, I don't know what they're calling it these days. When a trending topic is Jalen Carter, you got random people who don't even know football saying, who is it Jalen Carter? Who is it? Because I'm telling you, he's showing up, man. Jordan Davis is a run stuffer. He's not really a pass rusher, but Jordan Davis can do what he do because Jalen is a disruptor. Jalen gonna say, look, you can't run at me, you can't run away from me, you can't double me, you can't single block me. Yeah, he gonna. I don't know.
Davis is the guy that just eats up space and gaps and people.
He's
and then you have so you can have Jalen Carter stunt move, go find that weak spot and attack.
He's nice. Jalen Carter is he's a mutant. He's a look at these. They got 3 players on that play for Philly. That's just out of this world. A.J. Brown is out of this world. Saquon Barkley is out of it. It ain't even in this universe. And Jalen Carter gonna end up getting paid like a quarter. When his money comes, he gonna get paid like a quarterback.
We showing all this love to the D line, and we got to forget on that. I want to go back to that when we're talking about that touchdown that Jalen ran in the first quarter.
Yeah,
it was a stunt by Mulata, right? That broke that. He doesn't block anybody nor touch anybody, but is 15 yards down the field. No, that's how well not just they ran the play. That's how good that line is. How's your left tackle stunt, and he doesn't have anyone to block?
Listen, y'all. Listen, I don't know what is. This is really depressing for me because we should have talked about
the biggest
players.
thing of it all is you bring in Mekhi Becton who just wasn't working as a tackle for the Jets. Making the guard, and holy crap!
And guys, we haven't even mentioned the linebackers.
Boy, y'all are. If y'all got rid of wait.
Go ahead, Ben.
Didn't y'all cut Devin White? What? Wait. You know what's crazy?
He couldn't get on the field, and he got mad, so he has to be released.
Devin White was on the pivot, with my homies, Ryan Clark and them, and Jana Crowder and Fred Taylor, talking about, the new places, me, I'm doing all these different things. And all of a sudden, breaking news, Devin White has to be released. And people going, why would they do that? Because Bond is a first-team all-pro. He's a first-team all-pro. He's the best. It's him and Fred Warner, the best linebackers. To me, though, look, Vic Fangio, when he got there and he was saying, look, what makes me a good D coordinator, I'm going to call guys out. I don't care how long you've been here. He was calling out Chauncey, he's calling out different guys, but it works. It works. I know Vic Fangio, I know he was a head coach for a hot minute. It was a quick minute. I get it. Certain guys are built to be coordinators for it. Everybody ain't built to be no head coach. Like, you got to be able to facilitate a lot of things. Like, you got to be like a face. The thing about Philly that make y'all so good is, man, some days you cannot get a pass off because of the D-line. Some days that y'all secondary be gluing to people. You can't run the ball on y'all. It's like y'all got a healthy balance of a lot of dogs out there. And some of them are literal dogs coming from Georgia. I get it. It's like when you ask yourself, how do you put together a team? You start with your quarterback. You give him an O-line. If you are Philly in the offseason,
I think the biggest thing is you already said it. Like, Darius Slay still playing at an all-pro level, and then you draft Quinyon Mitchell, who's just been beast. They've already given him a nickname. He's Guantanamo Bay. He's not.
You know what's crazy? The one that makes the defense go is Chauncey, because he's the mentality. He's gonna come out there and say, look, that's how I get ready. I talk trash. And he'll tell, listen, Guantanamo, but he'll tell these rookies, he'll tell Derek, hey man, we ain't nice. We ain't subtle. We ain't timid. We coming at these dudes. And if they ain't built to play, we gonna crush them. Now, because the thing about Chauncey is people say, what if Chauncey get beat? And he a DB. All DBs get beat. But guess what? When it was 3rd and 1 early in the game, and that hole opened up, and Chauncey Chauncey is a thumper. Like, Chauncey want problems. He's like, look, man, I want I went from a slot corner safety hybrid in New Orleans. I came to Philly and I led the league in picks. Like, people kept thinking, can he really play safety? Hell yeah, I can play it. Stop playing with me. Like, yeah. So I think for me, when I see Philly, man, Philadelphia Eagles are like the Philadelphia, the city. Gritty, grimy. Like, I don't know who got the best cheesesteaks in Philly. I don't want to start that debate, because if you like Cheese Whiz, if you don't like real cheese, I don't know. But when I think of Philadelphia, I think of people who ain't scared of nobody. Like, they ain't scared of nothing. It's a dude, he's 5'2", 125 pounds, and he will F you up. He from either and when he's getting put in the back of the police car, they saying, "Where you from?" It don't matter. I'm from Philly. It's like Philadelphia plays football like Philadelphians live. That's how they play. Like, and it makes you mad. I've been to Philly a couple of times. I played against Philly when Donovan McNabb tore his ACL. And let me tell y'all something. That was my only time in Philly. And I mean this humbly. The I don't know what number Rocky it was. I don't know because there's a bunch of them. Balboa had just come out. Listen, it had just come out. We went to see it. I went to see it. I don't know how many Italians was in that stadium that day, but there was a lot. And they were pissed. They told me he got hurt on the outside line. You know how you walk up to a player and say, you're trying to say something to him, man, you're going to be all right. There were Philadelphia Eagles fans telling me, Ben Troupe, if you touch Donovan McNabb, I'm going to jump over this. What? I will jump over this thing. And I believe, it's like, I didn't know they had a jail underneath the stadium. My cousin's in the stands, and he has my jersey.
Yeah.
My cousin in the stands, he got my jersey on. And I said, just keep your jacket on. Just keep your jacket on. Because he don't understand Philadelphia culture. The Eagles. He don't understand it. So he takes my jersey off. I was lucky enough to score a touchdown against Weapon X, Brian Dawkins. I said, I appreciate you dumbing it down for me, Brian. Let me score on you. My cousin takes my jersey. He takes the jacket off and unleashes, shows my jersey. He says, this police rushes over to him. And he said, thank you, officer. And the officer said, no, I can't help you. I'm just letting you know, do you know where you at? Because he was like, what you mean? He goes, listen to me. There are people in this stadium, they fight every week. There are family members that got on green that will fight each other. My cousin didn't get, Philly is a different, when you hear gritty, when you hear I don't care, that's Philly. That Philly is, hey man, we don't do all that cute stuff. We don't do all that kikiing and laughing. They want to get at you. So I had to tell my cousin, he said, you telling me if they would have jumped on me, you would have jumped up in the stand? Hell no. What am I gonna do? They want me more than they want you. So if they're gonna use you to get to me, I'm gonna be it's gonna be like Malice in the Palace, but it's gonna be at the vet, and I'm getting whooped. That's the best. Them people that love to beat the hell out of me and say I beat the hell out of Ben Troupe. Nah. I will say this. I am happy for Philly for this reason. People thought that after Doug Peterson, that was going to be it. Everybody said, oh, that's it. The coach is gone. And I said, I think Doug Peterson benefited from Philly more than they benefited from him. Because if Nick Foles can win a Super Bowl, that's culture, man. That's a Jahead, first, what's his name? Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, Trey Burton.
LeGarrette Blount.
Everyone forgets about LeGarrette Blount, man. He was an important part of that team, too.
What's the starting tight end name from Cincinnati? He was a starter.
What? Art now? Goddard?
No. The one when y'all
Hurts.
It was Ertz, Trey Burton,
and Chad Lewis.
When Brent Selleck, I was with the Titans when Brent Selleck was still in Cincinnati, and I met him. My name is Brent Selleck. I play tight end. I said, what's up? I didn't know he was gonna be that. Like I know he was a good player. I didn't know he was gonna. Cause let me tell you something. Whatever you do as a player individually becomes double if you win Super Bowls. Then it's because you're doing something that's so rare. So hey man, when Philly doesn't, because when you think about this tournament, somebody got to dethrone Kansas City. Somebody got, and I do not trust the Bills. I trust Josh Allen. I don't trust the Bills. I trust Josh Allen because here's the thing. It would be only fitting if Philadelphia Eagles beat the team, right, that they lost to. They beat them in the Super Duper Bowl. Yes, it's going to be a Kevin Hart, Will Smith. I don't know about Will Smith, but Kevin Hart, Meek Mill sighting. You know what I'm saying? Well, Will Smith, you used to slapping people. Just go slap the hell out of somebody. Hey, man, let's get it.
We'll trade out Will Smith for Dawn Staley, Deuce's little sister.
Okay, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like listen, and shout out to Coach Staley for always repping Philly. She's always repping Philly. Always, no matter national championship, SEC championship. And to me, if you are a Philadelphia sports fan, you take it as disrespect when people ask you who you root for. Like you say, man, where you from? I'm from Philly. Who you root for? They go, what you say? They'll say, this ain't New York. To where options. What you talking about? I root for them birds. And to me, that's what I love. I love the fact that if you are from Philly and you can live in Alaska, you got on a bird.
I'll tell you how Philly it is, dude. All right, so I have like the old Eagles pullover, right? Like black and green. I went to go see my mom at the hospital today. Get in the elevator. Somebody's getting out. Go Birds. Just because they see the like
it's like I'm down here in Georgia. I'm down here in Georgia. I'm at the supermarket. Lady has on a Philadelphia Eagle jersey, right? Yesterday. I'm looking at her and she's waiting on me to say, I got my green jacket on. She's waiting on me to say go Birds. So I just said go Birds, right? Because I can say go Birds when, in Atlanta we say go Dirty Birds. I mean, we dirty as hell. We ain't going to do nothing. Anyway, it's just like when it comes to Philly, Philadelphia fans, y'all are spoiled, but with good reason. Y'all went, Ron Jaworski, you talking about Randall Cunningham, you talking about Donovan McNabb. Like y'all had some. Now I don't know how y'all feel about Andrew Reid, doing that stuff.
Philadelphia is just the haven for the black quarterback. If you think about it, you got Randall, you got Donnie, you got MV7, you got Michael Vick.
Y'all had Vince Young.
we had Vince Young at a point in time, and now Jalen. He comes from a long line of good mobile black quarterbacks here in Philadelphia. It's a tradition, and
y'all have some. Listen, do you think if Jalen? No, I don't like to say if. You think when Jalen wins the Super Bowl, does Donovan McNabb come out and kind of come back and say, look, I was probably a little harsh on him because when I always say this as a former player, when I say
you think he's ever gonna eat crow, really?
Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If I'm talking about Mark Andrews, the drop heard around the world, everybody saw it, right? I always have to be careful. Not that I have to be, but I go, look, dude, because I haven't been in that situation, but I've been there and I know what it's like. For Donovan McNabb, what does it do for you to be as critical? To me, there is no incentive because, okay, you went to 4 NFC championships. You finally went to the Super Bowl. You lost to New England. It happens, right? But don't you want to say, hey, man, when Michael Vick is doing the documentary about the black quarterback, I don't want to be sitting there talking, to Jalen. And Jalen, no, I'm fake as hell. How do I know what it don't benefit you. To keep saying the crazy stuff when no one knows what Jalen is dealing with like you do. Nobody does, right? Like, and plus, Donovan is beloved. I would say this to Donovan. You need a Jalen Hurts to win a Super Bowl. That way, if your name continues to come up in the Hall of Fame category, a guy like that will say, hey, man, without him, doing what he did, I don't get that. Because I've never understood that part. Like to be able to say, look, we gonna be critical. They adults, they professionals, they get paid.
I know it. We've seen it. We've seen Eric Dickerson was like, oh, I don't want Saquon to do it, and if he does, there should be an asterisk because of an extra game. I'm like, oh, here we go, man.
Yeah, the nonsense.
That's not the love of the game.
Like literally, like you should have both the newer generation make it note to the older generation, and the older generation when it comes down time to show love to the new pups coming up, to show them love, man.
Why not though? Why not do because that's your legacy. Like that's gonna be your. People don't get the fact that look, man. Yeah, if you have to speak for a living, whether it's podcasts and radio, whatever you're doing, people are gonna go off every single word. But it don't take but one phrase and say, hey, Tiki Barber. It don't take but one thing to come out and say, Saquon, I was wrong, G. I was dead wrong with what I said. I felt a certain type way because to me, that's why young cats don't F with us. That's why they don't do it. They'll say,
man, I think that the biggest what if is Saquon not playing that last game against the Giants with Tiki calling that game. That was the biggest what if moment ever.
Listen, Saquon is so good at football. Saquon, they say, well, listen, man, maybe Saquon, man, maybe he ain't got it. I went for 205 yards in the snow. Well, listen, and this is not with a bunch of carries either now, because I think the thing is we podcasters, So if some cats say, yeah, man, I saw what you guys was doing, made me want to do it. Like, man, I appreciate it. Because no matter what, right? These guys that don't play no more, this is why people don't like. It's like, dude, like Terrell Owens, stop saying the feud with you and Donovan. Like, dude, get in the room and fight. Like, it's crazy because I don't understand that stuff. It's like when you don't think that the old players affect the new ones. Well, that's why Saquon got the little cross on his. That's an LT reference. That's what LT used to do, right? And he goes, no matter how great of a player I am, I can't be Listen, now I got a halfway shot to be as good as LT, LaDainian Tomlinson. You talking about Lawrence Taylor? Hell no. Lawrence Taylor, pound for pound, he might be the greatest football player
ever.
Depending on who individually, even though you talk about, Jerry Rice and, Emmitt Smith and what they've done. So for me, when I see that stuff, when I go, hey man, how if you Tiki or you Donovan talk about Jalen, when I see Jalen, I see a dude I see a winner. I see a dude that won in college, deferred to Tua, didn't make no waves, proved to the world you don't believe I could throw that thing? I'm gonna go to Oklahoma. Or I could throw that thing. Ask CeeDee Lamb, can I throw it? Ask him. And then he come to Philly and people say, hey man, he gun shy. Ask AJ Brown if he gun shy. Ask him. Ask Devonta Smith if he gun shy.
AJ Brown bobble that ball last week. He gets a well, that was going to be like a 40-yarder, right?
Man, Jalen
and there's a couple other ones where you just can't listen, they know that boy can throw that thing. I want to get your thoughts on the Commanders this week. Obviously, they split the series due to what a lot of people feel like was an uncalled late hit from Duval. That Eagles were rolling at that point in time, and the game completely shifted after CJ's ejection and everything. We in the playoffs now, back in the link. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be 3:00. How do you see that looking at? Is it gonna look more like how the first meeting looked, or is it gonna be even worse?
I think that Jaden Daniels is gonna make a game of it. I think that his heroics might not be enough because no matter what, when it comes to Commanders, if they don't have a quarterback like that, they're not winning as many games. He improvises well.
I will also note that Washington starting right guard will not be playing this week.
That's not good. Which means that they was already going to eliminate it, but the right guard and the center are eliminated in every play because that means that Jordan Davis is going to get a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of them. Which means that's going to free up if two guys take on one guy. That means the other three guys on D-line. You talk about Sweat, you talk about Nolan, you talk about Jordan. They got the win. And Jaden Daniels, I got to say this, he is the greatest rookie quarterback we've ever freaking seen with what he's doing. Like that don't take nothing away from, oh my God, Andrew Luck and RG3 and Cam Newton and Peyton Manning. Be quiet. This dude is getting Washington out of the dark ages. Now, it is only 1 year now. I get it. It is only 1 year. But I just think Philadelphia as a team is better than one player. Like Philadelphia as a team is better than Washington because a lot of what Washington has done this year is magic. It's heroics. It's Jaden Daniels pulling a rabbit out of the hat.
They would have never gotten in if it wasn't for that double doink.
Listen, and I will say this. But the greatest thing about the Commanders is what Jaden Daniels is going to pull out of Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen looking across saying, look, man, I can't let this youngin outplay me. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to start doing crazy stuff. I'm just saying I do think that as a former player, I used to love to have a tight end that I thought that I admired, that I like the way he played. I don't want him, so I think it's gonna be a good game, man. But I just think that Philadelphia, y'all built for this, man. Like the Commanders are surprised as hell that they're here. Come on, the whole world is.
I think it's gonna be like 31-17, something like that.
It's gonna be like this.
27-20, something to that effect.
It's gonna be just like the national championship. People think, oh, Notre Dame, they got a shot. No, the hell they don't. Because once Ohio State started, they didn't stop. Once they started going, because here's the thing. You can't come in with something different on Sunday. What we gonna bring? You gonna come with who you got? Zach Ertz, I remember you when you had on, you know what I'm saying, that Eagles green. You got on that Commanders burgundy. It ain't the same thing. Right? Eckler, I remember when you had on that Chargers blue and gold. It ain't the same. And for me, I just look at matchups. You know, Scary Terry, put him on any cornerback. They got it. Right? Zach Ertz, sorry.
I still think the other thing is underrated is Cooper DeJean in that slot corner role.
Cooper is nasty, man. He's good because he can just play free. He don't got to worry about, hey man, what if I get beat? Well, I got a safety over the top. What if I get beat inside? I want to force it to my help. But I'm good though. But here's the thing,
that's what we're talking about. And like even when someone goes down, like you have guys like that, like Kaylee Ringo can hop in there. He's not as good as he was a few years, but you still got Avonte Maddox who knows that defense and still knows how to play ball back there. Even when you lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you had guys that to fill in and produce. You know, McCullough played well, got a pick, to seal the end of one game. I mean, you have guys that can play, and that's what kind of Ben's talking about is just the Eagles have more pieces here. But I think the real question is, does Josh Allen finally slay Patrick Mahomes and the refs?
Oh my God. I think he can, and I think he will for this reason. Sometimes when you've seen a team in the regular season, right? You know what I'm saying? You understand. But this is why I think they're gonna win. I don't know if it was this offseason or last offseason. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes was doing an interview. And they asked, what you think Josh Allen's biggest fear is? I think they asked Josh Allen, what is your biggest fear? And Patrick Mahomes interrupted and said his biggest fear is a coin toss. And Josh Allen looked at him. Because they on TV, you know what I'm saying, you got to be professional. Let me tell you something. Nobody wants to feel as though there's this guy that I just can't get past. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, Patrick Mahomes is that good. But let me tell you how Patrick Mahomes make a mockery of stuff. Patrick Mahomes will say, I don't care about no regular season MVP races. I've already done that. I don't even – but guess what? In your MVP caliber year, Josh, who had the number one seed? Me. Who you got to come see? Me. And Josh Allen said, all right, I'm going to run the gauntlet. I'm going to beat the brakes. Denver, that wasn't even a game. I don't know what that was. But then they beat Lamar and company, right? Even though it's a drop pass, whatever. I think Josh Allen says, dude, if I can't, I want to do it with the whole world watching. So I do think they do it. Only because Kansas City has been good, not great this year. They've been winning, but it hasn't been, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the refs block field goals.
The refs been carrying them. Stop playing. We know what they're doing.
It's that Swifty effect.
But I will say this. I think this is the year. And here's the thing. I think that Josh Allen's going to carry on two legacies. One, he's going to carry on the legacy of great quarterback play in Buffalo. And two, he's going to be a Super Bowl loser. He's going to go to the Super Bowl and say, you know how crazy it is that I finally beat Kansas City just to lose the Philly? Like, to me, that's why football is such a beautiful.
I love Bills Mafia. I love that team. We already seen the Eagles beat them last year. And that was, an inferior team both on offense and defense. This is a complete team this year when as a defensive coordinator, and you have the cheat code that is Saquon Barkley, what he's doing right now, that offensive line, and you still got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Yeah, Jahan Dotson is still.
I'm about to say you got three. Right now. The fact is,
you still got Dallas Goedert and Grant Alcantara played more than admirable down the stretch when Dallas went down. So you have a lot of things that you could play with the Philadelphia offense. Everyone's talking about how bad listen, you don't need to. He doesn't need to throw the ball even 20 times a game right now.
He's the greatest luxury to have in football is a run game. That's the greatest luxury. Because if I got a run game,
Jalen's beating people not only with his legs but with his mind when he's calling the game at the line of scrimmage. I think is the biggest difference from this year to last year. Is because J.C. Kelsey was doing all the calls. Jason was doing all the calls. Now Jalen is. I think that's another reason why you're not seeing him turn it over as much, is because he has the control. When there's that hot read, that blitz that he sees, and he can call to a run or a pass and make some magic happen. I already pointed it out earlier. You know, I just think it's the Eagles' year. We'll see what happens with Buffalo. I hope that they beat Kansas City, but even if it is,
I will say this.
We were already a holding penalty away from beating Patty last time. So
if I will say this, the Eagles get to do two things this year. Either they will carry on the legacy for the Buffalo Bills and lose in the Super Bowl, or they will dethrone the three-peat. They will stop it. And because I think the thing about the people saying, hey man, how fast is Saquon Barkley on grass? I mean, in the snow, 20 miles an hour. How fast you think you're gonna be in the dome? What? Perfect conditions for Saquon? That's cheap.
You're gonna put him in the Superdome where he's already ran all over the Saints this year. Oh, really?
Look, Saquon Barkley plays football like you've never seen him play before. That's how he play. Like, hey man, some people ain't never seen me play. That's how he plays, and Saquon Barkley is the nicest trash talker because he's such a good player. People go, oh, they ain't gonna really say nothing to him because they got to deal with him. And you know what Saquon always tell them? He said, why DBs don't talk trash to me? Because they got to catch him. If I get past the D line and the linebackers, it's over. Like as soon as when he comes through the line,
who's your overall comparison of Saquon? When you look at Saquon Barkley, and you had to look at another Hall of Famer, you know, or even just a really good, you know, former All Pro. Who do you think of?
Because see, he's a home run hitter, man.
There's only one person that comes.
He's almost like Barry, bro. He's close to Barry.
Nope. He's Marshall Faulk in my mind.
I was about to say he is a.
And Marshall was just way more prolific of a pass catcher out of the backfield, but their games remind me so similar of each other.
Man, what about OJ? He runs like OJ.
He's a man. Saquon Barkley is such a because Saquon Barkley is athletic and he plays the runner. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't just run.
That's what I'm saying.
I think to me, golly, because he's so dynamic in the open field. Saquon, it's hard to compare because I think he's in a class all by himself. The way he plays, but it's like this. A little less shiftier, a little bit bigger. He's LaShawn McCoy. That's who he is. He's just bigger and a little – because no one is shifty like that. Outside of Barry, I ain't never seen nobody shift. LaShawn McCoy is like a point guard that want to get you in the open court. He want to do you bad. He's like, hey, I'm going to slow down and I'm going to hit you with the – Saquon, listen, Saquon did the backwards leap, hurdle to show people, what the hell? Like, do you even think that and do it? Like,
that's one of those plays you're just never gonna forget.
And
you're never gonna forget it.
You know what's crazy? As far as like changing the running back position, they're not the same player. But remember when Reggie Bush came out, everybody thought he gonna change the way to run. That Saquon is changing the way he does it because he didn't have a drop off. Yeah, he went to a bad team. But it's like Philly is saying, hey, dude, we going to get to show what you really – we know what you can do. We saw it in New York.
The sad part is Reggie Bush had the drop-off, and he had a 1-2 punch guy with him.
Yeah. Saquon
like he had Bruce McAllister. Like, how do you have a guy like that, and then you still – that Sheldon Brown hit must have really took it out of him, man.
It ain't lying, man. It take it out of me every time I even think about it. It's almost like when you get hit like that, all the sound goes out the stadium. It's almost like you're going, what happened to the crowd? What is that like?
I can't even mention it because they wound up losing that game after you threw them out of them, and you know, Sheldon takes freaking Reggie's soul.
Man, Sheldon Brown. Shout out to that South Carolina Gamecock. It's one of those you can't throw that late. Like it's like you snap the ball once he runs his route, and I see that once I see the corner push the receiver, I know they in cover too. I can't throw that.
I don't know if any of you seen this. Like, he's been interviewed about that, and he literally said once he regained his composure, he had a little talk with Drew. Was like, no more of that.
Yeah, it's like
never again.
It's the reason why it's hard to find a comparison with Saquon. That's how good. Because people don't get this. When I can compare you to somebody, that means I've seen you before. That's what people don't get. Oh, I've seen that before. You ain't seen no Saquon before. And listen, that's taking nothing away from Chris Johnson and Derrick Henry and O.J. Simpson and Jamal Lewis and all these guys and Terry, all these guys.
I just think it's not just what Saquon is when you have that line, man.
Listen.
When you got guys like Jordan Mailata, you got Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens took every snap this season. There was almost no drop off from
Y'all center is Lane Johnson doesn't get talked about enough. How great of a
Lane Johnson's the best tackle in football, and the fact that he wasn't first team all pro, he's playing angry. Just so everyone knows that he has the all pro list on it's taped to his locker right now.
As he should. Listen, listen. If you got a lot of players on this team that keep receipts. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he keep receipts, right? You talk about a guy in AJ Brown, he keep receipts. He's keeping receipts. He's still pissed off with the Titans. The Titans said, "We don't think you're worth 17. I'm worth more than that." What you mean? I ain't worth 17 million a year. You talk about a guy in Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts been keeping receipts since Alabama, since Oklahoma, right? And no greater receipt keeper than Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley doing interviews talking about, man, they trying to make it seem like I'm average, like I'm not good, like people think I'd have lost a step. Look, there are, you know who Saquon Barkley reminds me of as far as like what he can do and what he means? He is Adrian Peterson. That's who he is. Because Adrian Peterson scares listen, if Freddy Krueger played football, his name would be Adrian Peterson, Saquon Barkley. These people scare people to death because they can do it. Most guys need a couple of plays. He needs one. I need one play. What just happened? Listen, you went to the bathroom. They handed the ball off to him. You can't. What? He gone. What the? 6 gone. Done. Over with. So he is Freddy Krueger with a helmet on. His name is Saquon Barkley. He got the most prize quads in the net. His quad is in the Smithsonian right now. Women go crazy because he's 230. He's the most chiseled 230. He don't look like he weighs 200. He weighs 235. What? So you know what I'm saying? Like
you don't run like he does.
And guess what? You ain't gonna say that. You ain't gonna run up on him in the street. So all that. If I saw, you're not. Don't do that. If you ain't gonna run up on Jalen Carter, don't run up on Saquon because Saquon got Lane Johnson on speed dial, and he got his location in his phone. What you need? Cool. So
cool. I'll be right there.
Listen. Shout out to them Birds. I do hope Philadelphia takes the whole thing because I think that the Eagles mean more. They mean more to the NFL to me than Kansas City only because I'm getting sick of. Listen, I can appreciate Kansas City. I'm tired of looking at it. I'm just tired of it at this point. I'm tired of it for 2 reasons. I'm tired of looking at them. I'm tired of looking at Taylor Swift. Nothing against you, Taylor Swift. Tired of looking at you. I ain't no Swiftie. Kayla Clark was at the game. I'm just saying.
We need a new narrative in the NFL, and the Kansas City narrative is old. That record's played out. That CD's scratching and skipping. We need something new to play, and why not a bunch of guys that people don't really like that they wrote off. Blake came here. He's like, oh, why are you trading for this bum washed up corner? He's been an all-pro since he's been here. As you're sitting there saying, Saquon's always injured. He's this. He wasn't that. He's not the it guy. We already talked about this game about how everyone tears down Jalen Hurts. Jalen Carter should have been number 1 overall pick. The character issues or whatever. You have all the stuff where guys have chips on their shoulders and sitting there saying, you know what? I'm going to show you how good I am.
Hey man,
I'm going to say it right now. You're sitting there saying if Zach Bond is not the defensive player of the year, there's something criminally wrong with what's going on with whoever's doing the voting for this or anything like that. He's had a bigger year than Zach Kuechly did when he won the defensive player of the year. More tackles, more. They
don't like this. Philadelphia understands this. They don't like us. We understand we are not the media darlings. We in the NFC East. Y'all only want to talk about Dallas. We get it. Dallas ain't good. We got this kid over here watching named Jaden Daniels putting on his magic. But guess what? Listen, Jalen Hurts is saying, show what I step out of. Show the car. If you don't think Jalen Hurts understand that He's an anomaly. I want to do it my way. Jalen Hurts' entire management team, I think it's all black women. Don't do that, Jalen. No, it's cool. It's cool. I got it. Jalen Hurts understand. Look, man, Jalen Hurts, they said, Jalen, man, you want to be a Super Bowl champion? He said, no, I want to be an icon. How you do that? Win a Super Bowl for Philly. Because a lot of guys don't want to. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl for Baltimore. He ain't no icon. You win in Philly, that's forever. And Jalen Hurts wants to be able to say, hey, I don't ever want to buy another cheesesteak in my life in Philly. I want to be able to go anywhere in Philly and say, yo, Donovan, what? Jalen outside. Tell him to come in here. Hell no, you get up and go out there and see him. That's Jalen Hurts outside. Stop playing with us. You know, it's like when you had a Donovan McNabb and you thought I'm never going to be back here again. Jalen Hurts said, not so fast. And I'm doing this in the era of Lamar Jackson, of Joe Burrow, of Patrick Mahomes, of Jaden Daniels. What's going to happen when I'm at the top of the hill looking down at all of them? Uh-oh. And don't add Super Bowl MVP to it. Because I'm just telling y'all, this could be the year Nick Sirianni needs a Super Bowl to tell people to shut the hell up. I'm tired of y'all.
He's won more. No one's won more games in their first 4 years as a head coach other than George Seifert.
So sorry, Sean McVay. It's a new sheriff of town. His name is Nick Sirianni, and he don't. I mean,
he hasn't lost to McVay yet.
Just saying. I
mean, I'm 3 times in the last 2 years.
Listen, next I got family in Philly. I got to get back up there. I want the Philadelphia cheesesteak. I want the Philly cheesesteak. I'm not a cheese whiz guy. Nothing against the cheese whiz.
Oh man, man. Let's do it. Go get some cheesesteak.
And the reason why I say it is this. There's a child to Nolan Smith, man, and Jordan Davis and the Kobe Dean and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and you know them SEC boys, man, out there getting it done. Darius Slade, Mississippi State. You know, but Oklahoma now, Lane Johnson, you wasn't in the SEC, but we're going to claim you now because you're in the SEC now. But Philadelphia, when you think about NFL, when you think about Misfits, you know, the name of this movie is called The Island of Misfit Toys. Ain't nothing but a bunch of Philadelphia Eagle players. Yep. And they're going to F you up. And they're going to – Jalen Carter is a defensive tackle because he don't like O-linemen. He don't like offensive players. He don't like other teams. So I think I'm looking forward to Philly. Listen, Jaden Daniels is dangerous. He is dangerous as they come. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I hope he's mic'd up this weekend. Mic up Chauncey because he's going to get off the bus chirping. No pun intended. That bird going to be chirping all game. Hey, man, I like to see good things happen to good people, man. So, 2 years ago when Nick Sirianni and those guys were putting this whole thing together, 3 years ago when they was doing it, it's coming together, man. I did not see y'all adding Saquon. What? Saquon Barkley wears green? Yeah.
And he looks great. And he looks great in green, but he looks even better in the black version.
Hey, man, listen, I don't know who got the best black jerseys in football. Y'all up there. The Ravens is up there. You got some nice ones. But when y'all do that,
the Cardinal ones look pretty nice too.
The Cardinals one look good, but they don't play good. So don't even wear it. If you're not gonna play good, don't even wear it. That alternate green y'all got, the
Kelly green.
That is dope. Those greens. So, hey, listen, Donovan, Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, Vince Young. Y'all better look forward to Jalen Hurts doing. He's a torchbearer. He finna get you there. I believe it. This year's Super Bowl MVP, either Saquon, Jalen, or either Saquon. It's either gonna be one or two Jalen's, either Carter or Hurts, or Saquon. Yeah, I'm good with either one.
As long as the result's the same.
Exactly. Listen, and that's what Jalen Hurts has learned that a lot of people don't get. It ain't about the stats, it's about the W. Did we get the dub? Because Josh Allen.
I hope he continues winning games but only throwing like for 150 yards. I seriously
listen. I mean, no. Ask Jared Goff for throwing for a whole bunch of yards do for you. Does that get you a win? The more you put the ball in the air, the more you put yourself at risk. The more you throw the ball, the more you put yourself at risk. So Jalen saying, listen, AJ, yeah, we can be disgruntled later, baby.
It's about game IQ. Like if you're gonna keep throwing the ball, not just putting yourself at risk, but having the chance of giving it ball back to the team, putting your defense back on the field, giving them more snaps, more like it's. You look at football as it just sometimes it is chess. You know what I mean?
Trey
Like
Burton.
Just be
talking about
careful.
how the week before on the Packer game, Saquon lays down just because he could.
But here's my problem, guys. My only problem is no more naked bootlegs.
Listen,
In the zone, bro. No more naked bootlegs in the zone.
I will, I will say this too. Trey Burton,
like I said, that's on Kellen Moore, if you ask me.
Well, Trey Burton, he's most famous for throwing the Philly to Nick Foles, right? greatest play in Super Bowl history for the Philadelphia Eagles at this point. I asked him. I said, dude, would you trade anything in your career for that play? He goes, no. I give him my whole career for that one play. I said, why? He goes, dude, he said, when you play for Philly, he said, it's a love-hate because they love you, but they're going to let you know now. They love you. He said, I hug more people at that party that I've ever met in my life. I mean, I got people coming to me just hugging me, trade. Like he said, crying, going crazy. Like, dude, you know what you did? Like, when I just threw it. No. It's like, to me, I want that for Jalen Hurts. I want him to be I want Jalen Hurts to finally have his moment to say, listen, I'm not going to give y'all politically correct right now. I got to get something off my chest. I am sick of people mad at me because I am a good football player. They say, you got to be this. I said, well, here's the thing. You rather me be a great football player that never made it to the big show and won? Or you rather me be an efficient as hell football player that can play my best when my team needs me? That is football to me. I'm going to get my team what my team needs. Not a whole bunch of not a box score. Man, he threw for 450 yards. He also threw 4 picks. Oh, Jalen ain't gonna do that. Jalen gonna say, look, I can channel my inner Oklahoma when I need it, and I can channel my inner Alabama when I need it. But guess what? Guess what I did to Oklahoma and Alabama? I won, and I was a Heisman Trophy runner-up. By the way, yeah, people forget that I was a Heisman Trophy runner-up when I was at Oklahoma. So. Ask CD Lamb who he'd rather have, me or Dak. Let's not start that. I ain't trying to start no nonsense. I'm just saying, I think CD would rather have Jalen. Why would he rather have Jalen? Because he win a game.
Yeah, because he's a winner.
Ain't about the wins. So, see.
There's a lot of guys on that Eagles team I'd like to see do it. I obviously got to take care of business this Sunday, and then whoever comes out of the AFC, the Bills, the Chiefs, whatever, I think the Eagles got the team to beat whoever does come out of that. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, it doesn't matter to me. I think defense is that much better than not only last year, than the 2022 defense. I think they're significantly better. It's just,
it's time to take care of business.
Where you knew since the end of the last season this was a revenge tour, and I just think this was going to be the destination of what it was going to be anyways.
Oh, listen, if the football guys will have it their way, it's going to be Philly versus Kansas City, because they're going to make sure Philly can't say, oh, well, y'all didn't have to beat Kansas City. It's all the nonsense, right? But it's something I heard Chauncey Gardner-Johnson say all these interviews. They say, hey, man, you got the team, you got that team. He says, do I look worried? Like he said, ask me again. He said, do I look worried? Like, to me, that is Philly. They ain't worried. I think teams are worried about Philly. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson says what he thinks. Most of us think something and say something else. Don't say that. Chauncey gonna say it. And he gonna say, did you hear me? He gonna say it again. To me, that is Philly. You got to have somebody on the back end that's an enforcer for the front end. You got to have a guy that says, look, I ain't but 6 feet, like 200 pounds. But but you ain't gonna say it to my face, and you don't want to see me in between that grass. So I mean, listen. Once again, people say all these comparisons. I compared LaShawn. I compare Saquon to LaShawn. Oh, I can compare Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to I can compare him to Brian Dawkins. They ain't the same player. They both enforcers though. One of them will cuss you out, and the other one will say hallelujah. That's the only difference. Brian Dawkins gonna say hallelujah and knock your soul out your body. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gonna knock your soul out your body. Then he gonna cuss your soul out. Yeah. I love it. I am here for it. Because at the end of the day, when your career is over, you don't want to look back and say, man, I wish I would have said this. I wish I would have done that. Chauncey ain't going to say that. He's going to say, boy, I said it all. Chauncey picked off Tom Brady and went up to him and looked at him like this. You think he care? I don't care. Man, y'all listen, y'all were thinking I'm a Birds fan. I am a Birds fan. I'm a dirty Birds fan. I'm a Birds fan. It's just when we go to Super Bowls, we up 28-3. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I should have thought about it.
No, and Ben, my boy Shab should have had a ring.
Listen, shout out to Matt Shab. Draft 04 draft class. Yours truly. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. If shoulda, coulda, woulda was anything, he would be a Falcons fan because it ain't gonna do anything. Right? He ain't gonna do nothing. Shout out to the Birds up there in Philly. If it can't be red and black, I definitely got to be that eagle green. I think y'all boys gonna do it, not just this weekend, but 2 weeks from this weekend. And I think I cannot wait to hear all that frustration just flow out not to the fans, but to the naysayers. What you gonna say then, T-Key?
I want to know what Chris Sims will have to say after that.
Chris Sims, the son of Phil Sims. Look, don't do sensationalized media. Don't say things to get clicks and act like you ain't saying things to get clicks. Don't do that. Your daddy was a Hall of Fame, incredible. Chris Collinsworth's kid. Y'all don't got to do that. Y'all got to do that. Just say, hey, man, I wish Saquon wouldn't have left New York. I'm happy for him in Philly. I don't think Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. Yes, the hell he is. Because the top 5 is about wins. Oh, Justin Herbert can throw for a bunch of yards. He can look pretty, but he's going to throw it to the other team too. Just ask Houston. I'm just saying, y'all don't know what – listen, I think they said the best. A great quarterback by the name of Cam Newton said, you got game changers, right? And you got game managers. Well, here's the thing. I believe Jalen Hurts is both. He's a game manager when he needs to be, but he can change the game if he wants to. Anytime he want to do it, he can do it because he got weapons to do it and he got feet to do it. I saw it. So you can listen, take Brock Purdy, take Joe Burrow, take Lamar Jackson, take Jared Goff, right? Take Matthew Stafford. Where they at?
Sitting at home.
Jalen. They're watching Jalen go. They mad at me because I'm still around. So if you can take all that other fluff. But Jalen said, it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring, and ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. I'm just saying, get mad at Jalen. Jalen been getting y'all mad at Jalen because his lady look good. He got a bank account. You know, he can stand on his money, and he got Saquon Barkley. You don't. I would take a Saquon right now down there with the Falcons. Only problem is he's not gonna win games. We got Bijan. Bijan, I love you. This ain't no slack against you, Bijan. But if I rather, I'm just saying.
And you never know. He could still be a game changer like that. He's still a buck. You never know what he's going to develop into. I think he's got that it factor, though.
Man, y'all, look, when you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I don't know what that's like. I don't know what it's like to actually have dreams and my team win and I wake up and they really win. I only see my team win in my dreams. Then I wake up and the reality hit me. We can't beat Bryce Young. Anyway, don't get me talking about it.
Ben, one of the coolest moments.
The Michael Penix Jr. era is about to start.
Hey, listen, Michael Penix, the Michael Penix, Bryce Young is going to be the second coming of hopefully Cam Newton and Matty Ice. Just a lot shorter if you are Bryce. A lot shorter and smaller and a little darker than Matty Ice to Michael Penix. Other than that, I'm looking forward to these youngins going out there giving me good quality football. Because if you don't have a good quarterback, you can't win it all.
Yep.
If he ain't good, you can't win it all. Now, do he got to be great? I believe he got to be great when the moment calls for it.
Yep.
And I believe Jalen Hurts can do that. I believe everybody still left in the tournament can. Jalen, Jaden, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. But when you look at the teams top to bottom, there is no greater matchup in football than Chauncey Gardner-Johnson versus Travis Kelce. Woo! I am woo! That stuff just, oh my God. That's the kind of stuff I look forward to, right? You know what I'm saying? I really, no lie. Bond versus, Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. I'm just saying I'm looking forward to it because y'all have dogs everywhere to put pressure on any portion of the. If you play Philly, they can hurt you in a lot of ways, man. I ain't even got.
Bro, we got the biggest dog of all, Lincoln Financial Stadium.
Hey, listen.
The most unhospitable place in sports.
The link to where they don't even have grass, they have dirt with green paint on it. I've been there. Just saying. But they win. They win. Look at the other team's cleats at the end of the season all over. That is green spray paint over top of dirt. If you don't like it, don't come. If you don't like it,
man, the vet was something else, man.
Hey man, it was it, man. I was blessed enough to play in Philly, and they are, I got to see the Brian Dawkins introduction. He's talking to the football. He's saying he's speaking in tongues. He hit Lindell White, and Lindell White jumped up and was cussing at him, and he talked to Lindell in tongues, and Lindell White ran to the sideline and said, "There's something wrong with that dude." What? There's something. Brian Dawkins is possessed. He was out there speaking in another. He said, and he yelled, "Hallelujah." I said, "Well, he don't cuss. He don't cuss. He's the biggest little dude you ever seen. He like a swollen. He looked like Wolverine for real. He's like his arms got Vaseline on them. He don't wear sleeves. Yeah, and he hit me right here, first play of the game, and my chin swelled up like Professor Clump, and I could not feel my chin for 60 minutes. I could not feel. I did this all game. I got other people here. I was like, "Can y'all feel this?" No, they said, "What's wrong with your chin?" I got hit by Brian Dawkins. Really? Yeah. So my Brian Dawkins moment is Novocaine, touchdown. I hurt my foot, and that was the end of my season. But I did score before I hurt it. So that was
nice.
And I don't know the restaurant I went to in Philly.
You get a T-shirt that says "I survived the Weapon X experience."
Listen. I call him Mr. Brian Dawkins Weapon X Sir. That's what Mr. Brian Dawkins Weapon X Sir. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, "Yes." I'm like, Is it okay to talk? And I thought that Brian Dawkins was gonna be like 6'2", 6'3". He about like 5'11", but a thumper. Like he lives to hit people, and he don't even feel. It's like his body's made of steel, man. It's like, do you? He tried to make my chin feel like his whole body felt. Because my chin, I couldn't feel anything. I was drinking Gatorade. I can't feel it coming in my mouth. They're like, "Dude, wipe your mouth." I was this mouth, right my chin. It hit me here and it came up. Anyway, Brian, I saw him coming, and boom, all I felt was this boom. Oh shoot! Right, and he didn't say nothing. He didn't say hallelujah or nothing. But when he hit Lindell White, he said hallelujah. So he's him. He's him.
Oh man.
All right, man, I'm looking. Listen,
I guess Ben just gave his part and shot. Anything you wanna say, Wally, before we put a bow on this first episode here?
Hey, well, shout out to our other event that's going on in Philly this weekend. We got BKFC Bare Knuckle Championship at the Wells Fargo Center. Last talk, I think there's 700 tickets from a sellout.
Ooh.
The largest combat sports event ever in the history of sports is going to take place in Philly.
Oh my God. And you can only get in with a ticket. You can't be outside saying, "I like to fight." Get a ticket, go inside.
I'll say this much, for people who don't know, might stumble across this. Dave Feldman's a Philly dude. He started having a small little MMA promotion called XFE about like 10, 15 years ago. Got bought out by CFFC. Wound up sticking around for like another 2 years. Then him and his son went down to Florida, and they created bare knuckle fighting championships. It's taken 7 years for him to get it back here in Philadelphia and sanctioned by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. Wally's already said it, man. 700 tickets away. Here we are. Wednesday. He's got a few more days to knock those out. I think just the simple fact that the Eagles will be in town the night before, I wouldn't be surprised if those tickets get gobbled up real soon.
Now, what's the total attendance at Wells Fargo?
I think it's like something like 19,000 or something like that.
Jesus.
I think I think it's like 19,000, couple hundred. is the max capacity for sellout.
No. The better question is, how much security is it going to take for that many people if they get rowdy up in there?
How much what, brother?
How much security is it going to take if 19,000, you know what I'm saying, bare knuckle enthusiasts start knuckling it up in the stand? Like, what you say?
Here's the other side of that one, Ben. What if those crazy lunatics stay there drunk from the night before and wind up tailgating with the Eagles fans?
You already know. You already know that's how some of those guys.
Oh, you already know it.
Of course,
you already know there's going to be someone that's like, I'm just going to sleep in the car.
Of course, that's the only way. Some of them ladies gonna say yeah, and she gonna say it's gonna be so many viral moments from Wednesday to I'm here for it. I ain't never been to.
You're right, because Thursday Conor McGregor is doing a press conference at Parks Casino with the headliners for BKFC. Then weigh-ins, I think, is at Xfinity Live Friday.
On Friday, yep.
So I mean, it's going to be
Ben, interesting. Do you think about this, Ben? How many celebrities?
I hope you've seen some of the Philly Combat Sports athletes come out. You know,
I see a bunch of celebrities there because Conor McGregor can bring out. He can definitely bring the celebrities out. Look, former Eagles. Would they be in the?
I heard Ocho's going to be in town, so maybe Ocho Cinco pops in for that.
Cinco, you know what I'm saying? Jim, Trotter. Maybe
Shaq's a big fan. Shaq's a huge BKFC fan.
Wasn't Shaq one of the initial investors?
Yes.
Shaq understand. He definitely understands money. He understands how to do it. I want to see some of the Westbrook maybe in the building.
Sylvester Stallone may be in the building.
I'm surprised the Eagles are in house just because it's the night before. You know what I mean?
Of course. I mean, why not? I mean, make sure they be up in the building supporting. Hey, listen, get some of that yelling and screaming and adrenaline out, and then chill for a second. You know, get liquored up and get ready to do it again.
Ben, Team Blazed has 6 fighters fighting on the Philly card.
Oh yeah, Team Blaze gonna be well represented in the building. No, Team Blaze gonna be well represented in the building, whether they with Team Blaze or not. They're gonna be blazed.
They're gonna be blazing all night.
You gonna be well represented in the building. Everybody won't have a T-shirt on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Listen, I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to the fan in the end. I think it's gonna be fun, man. I mean, I got to get to talk football, get to talk culture, get to talk life. Hey, man, let's do it.
Yep.
Looking forward to some more episodes in the coming weeks and months, and hopefully we'll get one of these one in. We'll catch Luther as well and really have some fun. And like Ben said, we're going to talk a little bit of everything, a little bit of football, a little bit of life, a little bit of culture, a little bit of entertainment. Who knows where we're going to go with it?
Yeah, exactly.
And Ben,
let's do it.
And Ben, any of your friends that want to come on, say a couple words, you know what I mean? Welcome these guys. They're always welcome to come to the show, talk bullshit, talk sports, whatever.
Oh yeah. Once I tell them, I said, listen, they always been, man, what kind of show was it? I said, it's a show with human beings talking about whatever comes to their mind. Listen, Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, man, what's up? Like they grimy. I want to see 2 Philadelphia Eagle fans that's late for work. You know what I'm saying? Cutting each other off in traffic. It's gonna be a fight right there at the light. Like what? They getting out. Ain't no weak. What's up? Let's get out the car. Because you know what I know about a Philadelphia Eagles fan? Jail. You think I'm afraid to go to jail? He thinks I'm afraid. I will punch you in front of the cop. My brother-in-law's a cop. I punched him with his uniform on. Don't care. I'm just saying. That's what I know about Philly. Let's do it.
Well, guys, fantastic first episode. Really a great job. We appreciate Ben for coming on. Steven, thank you so much. Until the next time.
Same time, same channel.
Thanks so much, guys. Take it easy. Go Birds.